Greetings, beloved brothers and sisters. Many years ago, when the first astronauts were able to travel to the moon, there was a very profound experience that was had by one of the astronauts. And it only could be had looking at the Earth from the perspective of the moon. He had always thought that the Earth was a pretty messed up place that needed to be fixed. And when he, from the moon, looked at the Earth, he saw this gorgeous, perfectly round, blue ball floating and slowly spinning. And he had this thought, we don't have to get it together, it already is together. Look at this thing. Look how perfect it is. Look how beautiful it is. It really moved him and changed him. When you are engaged with something and find yourself resisting it the way it is, you don't like the way it is, you wish it was different than the way it was, you don't like where this is heading, you don't like what just happened. When you find yourself looking back with regret or looking forward with anxiety, there is much to be gained from taking a 30,000-foot view of what you're dealing with, from allowing yourself a change in perspective. It's the same issue, it's the same problem, but it looks different from a different altitude. Many things that seem like a problem when you look back on them now show up as grace and perfection itself. There is a perfection that cannot be seen when you're too close to it. There's a tendency sometimes to have a beautiful blank wall that happens to have a dot of black ink on it. And if you wish, you can get close enough to that dot that it fills your entire retina. And when people say, how are things? You say, very dark. But if you move away from that dot and you allow your perspective to change and you put some distance between you and what troubles you, what you will see is from that different perspective, there is a kind of perfection that it can only be seen when you put some distance between yourself and what you're upset about. And from that perspective, from that higher view, you will see the perfection in whatever it is you were complaining about. There is a perfection to it. When something ends, something else begins. This new beginning is happening for everyone. There's a perspective that's changing, and the biggest change is it doesn't have anything to do with time. There will be a frantic clawing and cloying towards putting things in time's perspective, like what's going to happen, what just happened, how can I prepare for what's coming? There's nothing coming, and nothing happened. And the thing that you're releasing is time itself. When time isn't involved, then guilt isn't involved, and anxiety isn't involved, and depression isn't involved. When there's no time, there's just what is so. And what is so is you as God itself, as the outward expression and movement of God. Release your seeming understanding. Remember that appearances are not the truth. That which seems to be so is not true. And that which is true always. From a higher perspective, without time, you can allow the movement of life to happen through you, and you can share the love and the peace that you feel with others, allowing them to release time and release their concerns and see the perfection from a higher perspective. I love you very much, and I'll speak with you again soon.